Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
As the great Scott Hall would say, hey yo. Today, in this video, I would like to sort of try to figure out what's wrong with DBOG, because, to be honest, if we could fix that, you know, we fixed this YouTube channel. You might see the upload schedule recently. Ooh, like what update schedule, you know? But anyway, right? I just sort of wanted to talk about this for a little bit because hopefully Sonny will see this video more than he would any messages I could send him. I feel like that makes sense to me, at least. I don't know. And also I want other people's sort of opinions on this. This game is loud as hell, bro. Is that a Roblox problem or is that a DBOG problem? I feel like that's just a Roblox problem, to be honest. But like, God, that's better, I think. Anyway, so I have an idea on what I think is a big problem in DBOG, right? The biggest problem, probably, right? I'm gonna share with you guys what I think that is. I'm gonna be just explaining it best I can, and hopefully you guys can tell me if you agree or disagree in the comments. Obviously, this is my opinion, so don't be cringe or something, right? You don't gotta be cringe about it. This is my opinion, right? If you agree, just say that you agree and why you agree. If you disagree, just say that you disagree and why you disagree, right? We don't need to be name calling. So anyway, the biggest problem in DBOG, and I feel like we can all agree, is just how long it takes for new updates and new content to come out. Now, I think one problem, or like one like sort of reason this is a problem, I should say, is the sort of updates Sonny chooses to do sometimes. So like, we've been waiting, let me check. We've been waiting for a month and a half for this milk delivery update, the fishing stuff, you know, stuff like that, right? And another thing we're waiting for is hair revamps and like grade ape revamps, right? Like, and to be honest with you, like, is anybody excited for that? I mean, maybe a little bit, right? Like sure, hair revamps are cool, right? And being able to deliver milk might be cool for like a day. And being able to climb Corn's tower might be cool for like a day, you know, sure. But other than that, like, that's not really hype, you know, that's not gonna boost the player count to like 10k, you know, that's not gonna boost it much at all, right? If anything, just bring back some of the like average players that have left, not even like players who don't play unless there's a new update, right? Because there are players like that. And then there's players who will play no matter what, but just after a while will leave anyway, right? Because nobody's gonna play a game forever, right? Like, well, maybe, but maybe, but you know, likely not. You know, most people won't, right? And Sonny needs to cater towards most people, not just one person, right? That is one thing, is like I think Sonny needs to sort of change what he's working on more, so like finish whatever he's doing right now, I guess, and then like move on to like what people want to see, right? The good stuff, you know, the good stuff, right? I guess sort of what I mean is, instead of working on like hair revamps, you know, start working on like stuff that people would be excited for, like the Boo Saga, right? That's what people would get excited for. For new forms, right? For just new challenges in the game, right? Facing Janemba would be cool, right? So I suppose that's sort of the first thing, is just the game does not need like small changes to make it slightly better right now. It needs just content. Because right now at 4 p.m., right, on a Friday, there's 500 people playing. Right? That's not good. That's not good. It should be a lot more. So yeah, that's I don't think a hair revamp is gonna bring too many people back. That's sort of what I mean. Moving on from that, right? That's one thing. The second thing is I think that Sunny needs to stop doing these big ass updates like every 4 or 5 months. Or like even longer than that at times. Like that just needs to not. Like there was a time for about a week straight or 2 weeks or something, like over a 2 week period where every like other day there is an update, like a big update that like got people hyped. One of the things in those updates was like Dragon Balls, right? Like the Shenron Dragon Balls, the Earth Dragon Balls got added for the first time. I think maybe the Tuffle race was added around that time, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm wrong on that, but like, just things were being added like every other day or so, right? And I'm not saying that things need to be added every other day. I'm saying that those are the updates that we need to be seeing. This training update I do consider like part of that, yeah. But it shouldn't be taking a month and a half for this training update to come out. I don't know what Sunny's going through, right? I don't know what he's been working on. I know he's not just working on nothing, right? I think Sunny like tries too much with every single update that he puts out, saying maybe there's a mindset that he needs to do like so much in an update for people to play it. I don't know, right? I don't know. But I'm saying that I don't think that's the case. I think Sunny needs to start going getting faster with the updates while also moving slower with development and focusing more so on one thing at a time, right? That's much easier than fighting them all. Where was I? Oh yeah. So that's just sort of right, my opinion. Cause we got the sneak peeks of like the training update, right? And then we're getting sneak peeks of hair stuff, but the training update hasn't even come out yet. That's what I mean, right? The training update was the next hype thing coming, and then we got like hair revamps coming, and then we got like grade 8 hair revamps coming, and then grade 8 model revamped. And then there's gonna be new moves and move revamps, like maybe we should focus on one thing at a time here, That's just my opinion, right? And then more so with this is I feel like with the big content updates, so we know, right? Space, Cell Saga, Namek Saga. When those came out, those are like that's the most hype times in the game is when stuff like that comes out, right? I think that format is a little outdated. I think that since Sunny doesn't have a huge team helping him with DBOG, to like get updates of that size out quickly, I don't think he should be doing that anymore. In my opinion, Sunny needs to start like releasing an update sort of structure like this. So we'll take the Namek Saga for example, because the Namek Saga in Dragon Ball Z is one of the most well-paced sagas like in the entire franchise, right? Other than the fight with Frieza. That, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Other than that though, the story-wise, it was like one of the best well-paced arcs like in the entire franchise, as I said. So we could start out. The first update in Namek would be like the Kui fight, right? Vegeta lands on Namek, fights Kui. Krillin and Gohan land on Namek and fight the two soldiers they fought, right? And you can just do little filler quests like that until maybe like Zarbon and Dodoria, for example, we'll say, right? Zarbon and Dodoria, we'll say. So every fight in the story from Vegeta Gohan and Krillin and Bulma landing on Namek to the defeat of Dodoria, right? Or the defeat of Zarbon, sorry. Zarbon lost after Dodoria did. He was sort of like the big bad until the Ginyu Force showed up, right? So I would say do that. Then you drop the next update, and that's like from Zarbon all the way to Captain Ginyu, right? I would say that's probably the most reasonable thing, right? The fight with Captain Ginyu's defeat. And then after that, you go from that to Captain Ginyu's defeat all the way to Namek exploding, right? So, whatever comes after Ginyu's defeat to full power Frieza on exploding Namek, right? And that could be like every month or so he could do that, right? So he would drop a new update. It's the first part of the Namek map. So that would come out. It's the entire Namek map, right? Maybe excluding exploding Namek to keep it a surprise, right? And then after that, you do all the NPCs for the first part, so the quest giver NPCs, maybe the daily quests. Maybe you don't want to have every single daily quest in immediately. Like the drones from the Metal Cooler movie, maybe you don't put that in immediately because you're putting in the Metal Cooler movie raid at the end, right? In the final update, the third update that I discussed. So maybe you leave out some of the daily quests, but you drop some daily quests, you drop the map, you drop the story quest givers, the story quests, and the NPCs for the story quests, and then any moves that would come from that, right? I can't think of any for example from the first part, but in the second part, isn't there a Vegeta move where he just like puts his hand out and blasts and he kills Jace with it? What is that? Genocide Breaker? Is that it? Or is it Galaxy Breaker? Hold on. Yeah, it's this. That's the move he kills Jace with, right? Like you could add that, right? And then in the third act, you could add like Angry Kamehameha, Super Spirit Bomb, times 20 Kaioken Kamehameha, right? Which is still not in the game, by the way. But yeah, that's sort of what did I even have? Probably Burning Shoot, I don't know. But yeah, that's sort of like my idea, like for pacing. So then in the second update, you would add the new story quests, new daily quests, right? And then you move on to the third update where you'd add like any movies, unless it's like there's a movie beforehand, which in Namek Saga there wouldn't be. You know? Does that make sense? Like, and then you'd add like exploding Namek, the quest givers there and everything, right? And that way we wouldn't have to wait so long in between updates. And that would keep the game fresh, and it would build up more hype for new updates, because it's like, oh shit, we just fought the Ginyu Force, we all know what's coming next, let's get hype for Frieza, you know, better train for Frieza, right? And with each update, you can increase the level cap slowly and slowly and slowly, right? So it can go from like, what was it, 100 in Earth? So you can increase it to 125, and then you could increase it to 150, and then you can increase it to 200, right? Or you could do like 130, 160, 200, right? Something like that. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't have a script. I should have made a script. I'm not good with talking and staying on subject, as you guys know, right? I guess sort of, I think that's mostly what I wanted to talk about, right? The sort of spacing. And then for Cell Saga, it'd be similar. So like, you do all the way up until, example, like Jiro, right? The fight with Jiro. And then you do all the way to the fight with, like, Android 16, or no. You would do 17 versus Piccolo, right? And then from there, it'd go all the way to, like, Perfect Cell's defeat, right? Just as an example. And then I could go into Buu Saga as well. Okay, let me think Buu Saga. So the first update could be like until Majin Buu's awakening, maybe. Like Fat Buu's awakening, Mr. Buu, whatever you want to call him. The second update could be, or you could even do like two, right? But like the second one could be until like Ultimate, like right before Ultimate Gohan arrives on the scene, right? I think that's enough content for an update. I don't know. The Buu Saga was was paced weird. Um, and then the final update could be from Ultimate Gohan to Super Vegito to Kid Buu, right? In the Universal Galactic Super Mega Ultra times a billion Spirit Bomb, right? That's sort of what you could do with it, right? And each update you could add like each little thing, like, oh look, Ultimate Gohan's coming. That's the cliffhanger for the update. You know what that means? We're gonna get Mystic Form next update. We're gonna get the Patara earrings next update. We're gonna get motherfucking Spirit, like super duper billion times Mega Spirit Bomb next update. You know, like that's just sort of the pacing I feel like would be better, right? Because that way, and I know some people are going to prefer it to all come out at the same time, and I agree that would be better. But Sunny, at this rate, it's that's not been working out because we're waiting fucking years, you know, for each update. It's 2022. When did the game come out? Like 2019, and we've had what, Earth, Namek, Future, and Space, 4 big updates like that. And I know that there's been big updates in between, right? I'm not saying that's just all that there's been, but those are like the big updates, right? Those are like the sagas, you know. So I suppose that's it for this video, really. One other thingy that I would like to mention that slows down updates a lot that I know for like as a fact is like transformations for each race. You don't have to do this. I don't expect anybody to agree with me. Do I think I'm right? Yes. Do I expect anyone to agree with me? No, because people don't really have that sort of capabilities, I guess, sometimes. Like, because they're fueled by emotion a lot. But, like, for these other races that are, like, obscure, like fucking Kanasan or Yardrat, like, why do they need a form every update? To be fair, like, oh no, the 14 Yardrat players that exist are gonna be upset because there's not a Yardrat form. Like, oh no, like 14 people are gonna be upset. Like, well, damn, you know. And I'm not picking on Yardrats. I'm literally wearing a Yardrat uniform. I like Yardrats, right? I'm just saying, if that's gonna slow down the game for a long time, then do they really need a form? Can't we just do something else, like give them a power up, or give them like a buff, like for example, like you do like new update drops for Yardra. Uh-oh, there's no form in the shop, but guess what? You can go to this NPC in space, and he will make your race ability stronger. Like, why can't we do that, right? Or like for Namekians, it's like, oh look, you can fuse with this Namekian. He's super strong, and you get like a power up, right? And you get and your like newest form gets stronger or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's lazy, but like, you know what else people complain about is lazy forms that are just recolored auras. Like, yes, it's lazy, but is it really lazy when you have one dude making every form? And then people will be like, oh, he could just go to Google and look up cool forms. It's like, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of fan art for cool Kanasan forms, Like, shit. Like, goddamn. Like, I know Team 4 Star made them funny because they can see the future and all that, but, like, did Team 4 Star make a god form for Kanasans? I don't think so, right? So that's like my hot take for the day, I suppose. And maybe I had another hot take that people won't agree with, right? But that's sort of my like self-admitted hot take is that I don't think every race needs a new form every update. Yes, it sucks that Saiyans are going to be getting a new form every update, but like fucking what's another race? Majins don't, like that. Yes, it sucks, but let's be honest here, it's Dragon Ball. It's that's just how the show is, right? I will never in my lifetime understand why people complain about people choosing Saiyan when it's a show about Saiyans. The whole, like, theme of the DBS Broly movie was it's Saiyans versus Saiyan. Strongest Saiyans taking on the strongest Saiyans. Like, that's like, and that's one of the most successful Dragon Ball movies ever. I don't know. Maybe it is the most successful Dragon Ball movie ever. It probably is. I don't know that. I'm just ass balling. Or like talking out my ass, like fucking was DBS Broly the most successful Dragon Ball movie? Like maybe Dragon Ball Super Broly, the highest grossing Dragon Ball film ever. Well, shit, I was right. Who would have guessed that I was right, huh? Goddamn. Yes, Saiyans are Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is Saiyans. That's just how it is. Okay? Don't complain about people choosing Saiyans. They want to have fun. Okay? Just because you're a party pooper and you're so cool because you chose fucking Kanasen does not mean you can rain on other people's parade and be justified. Because you can't. Because you play Kanasen. That is the end of my TED Talk. Goodbye, everybody. Sorry for not uploading much. Blame DBOG for being boring. Goodbye.